Yay! Okay, let's kick off day 2 of our Let Me Speak campaign. Thank you so much for joining us today. I feel like Oprah or Ricky Lake. Cool. How about you give us a little intro of who you are and the service you're representing today?
Awesome. So my name's Carolyn. I work for SOS Kaipara over in Dargaville.
Nice.
We're a family violence and sexual violence crisis support agency and provide wraparound services for women and children affected by either family harm or sexual harm. So we're located in Dargaville, but we service most of the Kaipara. So we go right up to kind of like through the Waipawa forest, down through to Kaiwaka, and then across to Mangawhai. So in some ways, we're kind of like one side of New Zealand to the other. But yeah, that's kind of our catchment area. But then in saying that, you know, like if we have people out of area that need our help, like that's all good, you know, just give us a ring and we'll see, you know, who's in your area that can help. Because I mean, sometimes people are just jumping online, jumping on Google, who can help, and we'll be phoning like anyone to reach out for that support. So it doesn't matter if you're non-Dargaville or Kaipara, like still, you know, if you want to, give us a holler and we can see, we can put that support.
Awesome. And you were saying that SOS has been around for
40 years.
That's
40 years.
Well, fuck, I've never heard of it.
Yeah, so it was just a group of community women back in the Rā that got together. It was really, I think, a lot of the focus at the beginning was sexual abuse, and then bringing attention to that, because 40 years ago, you know how it was, like we didn't speak about that. We didn't speak about rape. We didn't speak about sexual assaults. Like it was kept on the down low. You just didn't talk about it, even within whānau. So it was a group of community women that had come to their attention about what was, you know, some things that were happening in community. Who can help? Who can support these wahine? Right? And then it just evolved out of there, and we kind of moved into the family violence space as well. So kind of like a bit of both. We work in both areas, because quite often sexual violence happens within family violence, and quite often people don't think, oh, I'm in a relationship, I'm married to this person, is this sexual harm, or is it just because we're married so that's okay? So it really is bringing that attention to sexual violence can happen within intimate partner relationships as well.
And what's your role in the service or organisation?
So I'm the team leader for our support services space.
Wow.
So we have a group of support workers and social workers. So I'm the team lead for that. We also, we're wraparound services. So we've got another office that does all our counselling and more therapeutic side of the mahi. So where I am, it's all about that crisis response. It's about, you know, getting those phone calls, or having often police will bring wahine into the office, and it's about what we do right in that space.
And what does that look like? Actually, just talking about, say, that scenario, the police have brought or a mother's walked in on her own accord with her 3 babies. What's that step-by-step process when she tells you she's covered in bruises and she wants to get the fuck out of that situation? What's your fella's step-by-step process from then?
First, take a breath. So it's bringing her into the office. And it's not rushing things, because she's already been in a rush just to get to us. Sometimes it's just like, hey, do you need a cuppa? Hey, what do your children need if there's children with her? You know, can we get you a kai? So it's really that awhi, right at that initial stage, because she might not want to tell her story right then. You know, it might be too much. She's already obviously really vulnerable, otherwise she wouldn't be in our office, you know. So it's just taking that time and slowing it down and going at her pace. So it's always that question, how can we help? What do you need?
Love it.
So before we even get into any, you know, like assessments or paperwork and stuff like that, it's how are you doing? And especially if she's just been assaulted, do you need to get checked? You know, do we need to see a doctor? Or if they're hapu, do you need to see a midwife? You know, because it's always about their physical safety first, because although, you know, some things might be present on the outside visibly, like bruises or things like that, we don't know what's going on the inside because we can't see that. So do you need, you know, getting checked out first? And then it's just slow ways, step by step, to depending on what she needs. They're the best informers of what they need. And it's not about us as an agency thinking, oh, you need this, this and this. She knows what she needs. Sometimes, you know, it's that blurry for her. It might just need a bit of time to help that korero unpack all of that.
Love
so,
it. Hard out. Who do you fellas help? Is it predominantly women? Or?
It is women and children. Yeah. So that's our space.
Yeah.
And I get that our tāne need help as well. Fully understand that. Unfortunately in Kaipara, there's not a lot of services for males. There are some. I think we've got Man Up over there or Man Alive. But it is limited for tāne. It's something that we keep advocating for. But our space is solely women and children.
Yeah.
There is a part of our service. We have community connectors that will work with tāne as well. But that's really about putting them in contact with the right people to help.
Yes.
So it's more of a kind of, segue into those appropriate services, but
awesome.
Women and children.
And how long do you support the whānau?
Oh, how long is a piece of string? Yeah, it's as long as she needs. We don't have time limits, time frames.
Awesome.
It can be years for some women, you know, and that's all good. Sometimes it's just really brief if we just need to safety plan, you know, or, you know, get some orders through family court or something like that. So it's all client focused, all client led. Whatever they need, that's how long we will stay around for until they say, actually, we're all good now.
We're all good, yeah. Hey, I had someone ask a question, and it was, say the mother has relied, or, you know, the father was the breadwinner.
Yeah.
Because that's always a thing as to why women stay.
Absolutely.
Is because, I can't afford to leave. I can't afford to go.
Yeah.
So the question is, if a mother decided to walk out with her children, she had nothing, is there any way that she can get some kind of financial assistance for her and her babies?
Absolutely.
Oh,
wow. We work really closely with Work and Income. And in saying that, I think, you know, they've progressed a lot as well. So there are family violence coordinators within Work and Income now. So we work really closely with the family violence coordinators rather than the case managers kind of on the shop floor, so to speak. So for sure, and we can get them set up, you know, on a benefit, or we can help with those emergent, like those needs, right? Their name, clothing, kai, what, you know, that sort of thing. But absolutely, they have a better understanding now of the dynamics within family harm relationships too. And there are times where, even if they stay in the relationship, to have them on another benefit themselves, though they've still got financial ability there, because there's nothing worse. Because financial abuse, like that's all part of family harm as well. And if that woman is feeling trapped in that relationship, and that is the reason that she's not leaving, absolutely check in with Work and Income, ask to be in contact with a family violence coordinator or someone that works in that space, because they've got the understanding and they should be able to help. And if they don't, engage with an agency for the advocacy so they do get that help.
Are you fellas limited to what you can do, what you can and what you can't do?
Sometimes, that's a loaded question. Sometimes, if it's out of our space, you know, like say for our tāne, we can't work with the tāne, we can't work with the male. So, you know, that's a limitation to the service. But if we can't help, we're always looking for the people that can. We're not going to say, oh no, that's not what we do. Kind of sorry. We're going to find that help. We're going to find that support.
Nice. What have you got there that you wanted to share as well?
So, you know, family harm's a loaded question, and we use sort of family harm now instead of domestic violence, because quite often it's a language that we use too that kind of puts people off. Yeah. So we have safe accommodation, which is like what we used to call refuge. So it's a safe place. So take that example before about a woman coming into the office,
Yes,
3 kids,
yes.
just left, maybe been assaulted. Where's she going to go? Well, that's why we have that safe accommodation.
Nice.
So we've got a place to put her so that she can decompress, settle, and then start making a plan. Because there's no point in, coming to the office and say, all right, we need to do this, 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 and this. Actually, sometimes they just need some time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some time out, and it doesn't matter how long they stay for. We do have kind of a time frame where we're hoping to get them set up in their own whare.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's just a night or two as well.
Yeah.
So there's no time restriction
Okay,
really
cool.
around that. So safe accommodation is one of the services that we provide.
Just thinking about that, what if they turned up with pets? Are you able to support in that situation?
Pet Refuge. So I've been utilising Pet Refuge. We have one in New Zealand, it's in Auckland, and they have been fantastic. So we have had someone turn up with their dog in the boat, because that's another reason, that continues to hold women in that relationship as well, because quite often the dog or pets have been assaulted at the same time, and that's a way to feed in, start playing those mind games.
Yeah.
So we have had it where a wahine has arrived and there's been an animal involved and it's in the car. Unfortunately, we can't have pets in the safe accommodation because there might be other whānau in the house that might have allergies or something like that.
Yeah.
But Pet Refuge, or we will find, what can be done. Is there anywhere safe for this pet to
So
be?
we'll work with the whānau to try to come up with a solution.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fucking cool. Are you fellas government funded? These are questions coming in.
Cool. So we do have some contracts that we receive funding for, but we're a charitable trust. So we don't just rely on funding. Our service centre manager is an absolute star to tap into other funding that's available to keep our supports going in community.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Is there a 24-hour contact number to call
Absolutely.
for women desperate to get help?
We are. So our office line, we have our 0800 number. It's available 24/7.
Fucking cool. What else is on there?
So other parts of the service we work closely with the Whānau Protect team, which installs safety alarms in the home, because a lot of the time women want to feel safe in their home and they don't want to be relocating out of area or going somewhere else because of family violence that has occurred. So Whānau Protect alarm, it's an alarm that goes in the whare, and there's pendants and all watches and things like that. What that does is if that person causing the harm presents to the house, she's feeling unsafe, she'll lock herself in a room. So part of that is also making sure the doors lock, the windows lock, we've got a safe room. Push the alarm, go to your safe room. That activates a response to a call centre that notifies police. So there's no having to ring police in those situations for being unsafe. It also activates an audio recording in the background so that the comms can hear what's going on, and that call is really prioritised. So police are on their way. Yeah. So that's one part. That's like the in-house alarm system. And there's Halo Guards as well, which is like a smartwatch. The difference with that is you set up your own sort of responders to those events, right? So you would have what they call guardians. So it's like your family members or friends, someone that knows your situation. You can activate that alarm. That'll make an alert to that person's phone. They can go in, they can hear what's happening, they can monitor that situation, and then it's up to your guardian or whoever you've chosen to work in that space to actually make that call. Should I go round there? Should I notify police? And that's for that woman and the friend or the whānau to discuss together what would be the best approach for her. But that will work anywhere throughout New Zealand. It's not just something that's based in the home, because quite often family violence just doesn't happen in the home. You'll be out in the street doing your shopping or something, and they'll start racking up at you. So that's a way to.
Question: have the safe homes ever been too full to accommodate? If so, what do you fellas do?
Yeah, so in that situation we look for other places for them. There are other safe houses in Whangarei, other safe houses towards South Kaipara or heading into Wellsford, that area. And if not, then where's a motel that we can put you in where you are safe.
Somewhere safe.
Yeah, there are options. Yeah.
Cool, that's cool. If your safe homes, oh, sorry, there was that one there. I said no. Carry on.
So we've got a team of support workers and social workers. We'll wrap around. We'll hold space for you. Quite often, and this goes back to involving police too. We don't always have to involve police. They are a part of family harm. They are quite often those first responders to family harm situations. And they've got their side of the work that they do, eh? Quite often a woman won't want to make a statement because we know that if she wants to continue that relationship, she makes a statement, honey gets in trouble, she's going to get it worse that next time round. So it doesn't have to involve police, and quite often that's the great thing about our safe accommodation too. You don't need to involve police if you don't want to. We'll respect, everything that you want to do, that's what we'll do. But the other side of it, some women do want to make a statement. Some women do want to, have that stopped, and that's the end of the line for them. They're like, enough's enough. I want to do this. So we'll support right through that process, whether it's like forensic photographs or getting photographs of those injuries, making statements, doing video statements with police, and then following that through to, court if it's going that way. Family court stuff, so we support and advocate in the family court space when women are applying for protection orders, parenting orders, anything to do with the family court. We will walk alongside. We work really closely with a lawyer that's in the family court space in Whangarei, and we can Zoom or Teams her. It doesn't mean we have to come across to Whangarei all the time. Quite often she can just send stuff through to us in the office, and she's really responsive and really expertised in that area. So quite often we can get protection orders through that way to help keep them safe.
Fucking mean.
Yeah.
Do you have programs for whānau who want to stay with them, stay with their partners?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got 2 programs, educational programs, a parenting program and a women's empowerment program.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I love the women's empowerment program, so I facilitate those. It's part of my mahi. And it's all about building her up, hey?
Yeah.
Because even if they're staying in those relationships, if we're working on ourselves, then we're stronger in that relationship anyway, regardless of what happens in that space. So it's building our confidence, building our self-esteem, because family violence, family harm, it depletes us. It suppresses us, it pushes us down, and quite often we lose who we are in that space. We don't even know who we are sometimes when we're in there. We're a partner to this person, or we're a mum to the children, but we lose ourselves. So it's about rediscovering who we are, building that confidence, building that self-esteem, and then equipping with the skills, communication skills, and looking at all the areas of our lives, our spiritual health, our mental health, our psychological health. What can we do in those spaces for you to feel better about yourself, regardless of whether you're still in that relationship or not?
Fucking cool.
Yeah.
What, just so whānau know, what have you been through that's made you want to work in this particular area?
Oh, yes, so I've experienced family violence myself. It probably is what drew me into the work a lot too. I come from, I've had my own issues with addiction as well, and that's something that we see in family harm relationships. Sometimes there is addiction issues or some substance use going on in those spaces, and it ties and it keeps women in those relationships as well. So for me, it was about bringing my lived experience as well as, some of that other study and work and kind of training and learning as we go.
Cool.
But it also opens that conversation, and I don't think, some people say, you work better maybe in the space if you've got lived experience. I think we've got such a great team that we've got some with lived experience, we've got some without, and we all come to the same space together because we come from here. So if we come with open heart, open arms, then and maybe lived experience can bring something to that, you know, but it's not something we go to with a woman either. It's not like, oh, I've experienced that as well, because it's not about us. It's actually about them. But it's what drew me into the space anyway.
Me Naz. Do you fellas, what are just some of the success stories that you fellas have?
Oh, anyone that rings us up and says, I don't need you anymore, you know, it's like, no, but absolutely, that's a success. And we've got a lot of them, you know, women and that have, you know, for instance, relocated out of area to go back to whānau because we know that family violence keeps people isolated. So quite often they're isolated from their friendships, their social supports, their whānau, and that isolation, you know, is part of family harm. So quite often they're not connected with their social supports, they're not connected with their whānau anymore. So when they're coming out, who have they got? Sometimes they don't have anyone. So it's like we can fill that space until we can reconnect you, you know, and I think that's something really beautiful that happens when whānau get back together again, because quite often they don't want to talk to that either, you know. There's some shame and stuff that goes with family violence. Quite often they don't want to let their whānau know what's been happening for whatever reasons. And even in that space maybe they don't need to, but it's about reconnecting, re-establishing, because whānau's whānau, they're going to love and they're going to, you know, accept, and how can we help?
I think, I talked about it this morning on the live, but some whānau get hoha if you constantly go back. But you go back because you have faith and hope that things are going to work out, that this time's going to be fucking different. And then when it doesn't, then you're kind of ashamed to go back to your family to ask for assistance and that, because, you know, you were just there knocking on the door last week.
And we do see that. And that's like part of what we try to do too, is bring attention and awareness to family harm cycles, you know, to what that looks like, because that's not uncommon. And we have women say, oh, I shouldn't have gone back and now I'm here again, and feel a certain way about that. But it's understanding that happens, and you're not alone in that. And even I myself, I've done that, you know. I'm like, get this, I'm out, you know, I'm done. And then 2 weeks later I'm back. You know, and that's not uncommon. But let's hold that space. It doesn't matter how many times you come back. One time might be the last time. We don't know. When you're ready, that's all good.
And but you guys are open every time they want to reach out.
Absolutely. It doesn't matter how many times.
Cool. Cool.
But it is bringing attention to, you know, the fact that
it's cool that you educate and kōrero around the cycles. Because sometimes you don't even know that, bro, this is a pattern. And it's been going on for 10 years.
So it's bringing awareness, and we need to continue the conversations and have it out in community so that all of us know. I mean, we call it family harm. We're whānau. You know, this is our whānau. Our community is our whānau. So we're all responsible for being part of the solution. We're all responsible for having that conversation about the cycles of family harm. What keeps people in that space? Why do they return? So if we're educating our communities, then maybe we can respond differently.
Love it. Love it.
Have some compassion as
well. Absolutely. Have some heart. But it takes all of us. It takes all of us to be involved. You know, family harm doesn't happen in isolation, just in a home. You know, it's everywhere. We see it, we hear it. So if we see it and hear it, we need to be part of that solution. Like, we're just one agency, and police are just one department, or WINS, or Oranga Tamariki, you know, like...
Do you work with them?
Yes, Oranga Tamariki.
Yeah.
We do. So we have quite a good working relationship with the ministry. We won't always see eye to eye, you know, but what we want to make sure is that whānau voice is being heard. Ultimately, you know, our main goal is that are the children safe? Because Oranga Tamariki are coming in for, you know, a reason. But we'll support the women through, whānau huis, FGCs, any of those outcomes if tamariki or the children are with whānau or in oranga tamariki care. What do we need to do to walk alongside mum to help her be in a place where those children can be returned, or we can be having visits, that sort of thing. But it's all up to her what she needs for us, and sometimes it takes a while for those things to come out, because quite often women experiencing family harm, she's tried to voice things before and it's landed on deaf ears. So in the end they just start shutting down. So sometimes it takes some time. What do you need from us, and how can we help you get to where you want to be?
Cool. Awesome. And
quite often even safety planning in the home, because not every woman's going to want to leave, and that's cool. We're not in a space where we're trying to break up whānau. That's not who we are. If you want to stay, how can you stay safe while you're in that relationship? Can we have a safety plan? Who are your people? It might just be us, but what's going on that we can help you keep safe in that home. So we work with children as well. One of our social workers works in like a creative arts space, because quite often children, like anywhere between 4, 5 up into the teens, they don't want to sit with a counsellor and talk about what things going on. Like quite often they can't make sense of it anyway. But with our social worker that works with the children, it's using art or different things, to actually have conversations with children in a different way, and also some awesome mahi, like if we talk about sexual violence, because we work in that space too, is about, safe touching and that sort of thing. So there's a whole program that she does with our children to keep our children safe, so that they've got the support they need after they've been exposed to either family harm or sexual harm. But it's just in a different way than, talking. Kids don't want to talk.
Hard,
Because they're impacted, And we quite often think, especially with our babies, oh no, they don't, aren't going to be affected because...
It's whānau like yourself that work in that area. Fuck, that's got to be hard. Some of the story, the women that come in with what's going on in the home and the children. Is it?
It's heartbreaking.
Fuck
yeah. It's heartbreaking. But that's why we turn up to work every day too. Because if we didn't, then who's going to? But also, as much as it's heartbreaking, hey, if they're coming to us, then we can hopefully be part of the solution too. So it's also looking after ourselves. We have self-care and that sort of thing, and for any practitioner or any person working in this space, look after yourselves. Look after yourselves, because you need to be here for our communities.
For sure.
Gosh, what else about our agency? We have counsellors available, which is awesome. I love the fact that we provide a bit of everything. Like we're not addiction specialists, we're not mental health specialists, and we know that goes alongside family harm. But we do have counsellors, we have social workers, we have support workers, and we can sort of wrap that around the whānau, wrap that around the woman, and let her decide what she needs from us. I think that's really important. That agencies don't come in as we know best, because this is the area we work in. Actually, she knows best for herself and her children, and it's for us to be listening.
Fucking cool. Oh man, well there you go, whānau. Is there anything else that you want to share before we wrap things up?
No, but if you need us, hey, we're available 24/7.
And just again, how would women out there get a hold of you fellas?
Our 0800 number, if you just go SOS Kaipara, it should pop up on Google pretty much at the top.
God, I bet the country's wishing there was one of yous in every fucking...
Oh, absolutely. And, to be fair, there probably is. But and that's all part of raising that awareness, and that's why it's awesome that you're doing this campaign now, Nix, because, we've had some deaths in our community, and one death is too many. You know, we've got to open up this conversation again. And we think, oh gosh, we're always doing this. We're always having conversations about family harm. We're not having it enough. Because if we were, surely this shouldn't be happening anymore.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you're not in our area and you don't know where to get that help, give us a call anyway, because, you know, we'll be able to put you in touch with someone in your area.
Yeah, cool. Well, thank you
Cool.
so much for coming on today and sharing about SOS Kaipara.
Awesome. Thanks,
Thank
Lex.
you.